Hulks, Martians, and plenty of courtship. Bill Bixby did it all. Talk about a Hulk smash. Most people were familiar with Bill Bixby because he appeared on all 3 major networks in some pretty legendary programs. Perhaps you'd think this would lend to an easy life, but as life goes, Bixby suffered some tragedies too that not even a superhero could handle, but he persevered through it all. I'm your host, Nostalgic Nick, and if you dig this deep dive, please rip off your shirt and give us a thumbs up. It really helps a lot. And subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. But now it's time to learn a little more about the incredible Bill Bixby. Childhood: Wilfred Bailey Everett Bixby III. Now that's a name primed for stardom. Was born on January 22nd, 1934 in San Francisco, California. Bixby had an easygoing disposition, but that didn't stop him from firing a slingshot at the bishop who led the 7th grade choir. Needless to say, he did not stay in choir. In school, Bixby took an interest in the arts and was talented at ballroom dancing and, of course, drama. He majored in drama at the City College of San Francisco against his parents' wishes. He transferred to Berkeley and studied pre-law, but always kept acting. And just mere credits away from graduation, Bixby moved to LA, where he became a lifeguard and a bellhop. He then began organizing shows at a resort in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, before someone finally noticed that handsome face and took a chance. The Courtship of a Martian. In 1959, Bixby was noticed and hired for modeling and commercial work for Chrysler and General Motors. This drove Bill out to Detroit, Michigan, where he began to work in theater. And by 1961, Bixby had returned to Hollywood fully bitten by the acting bug, determined to make a name for himself. He made his television debut on an episode of The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, and his first recurring gig came the next year in 1962, with 6 episodes of the first season of The Joey Bishop Show. And by 63, Bixby was 30 years old and ready for the limelight. I'm sure you remember a certain alien that crash-landed on Earth and was taken in by a reporter, Tim O'Hara, played by the man of the hour, Bill Bixby. My Favorite Martian finally gave Bill a chance to showcase his gifted comedic timing.
Matter of fact, you have a girlfriend up there that makes our beauty contest winners look like Marines, and she's 312. Oh, well, she doesn't look a day over 280.
And more importantly, his likability. And he and that Martian, played by Ray Walston, would become lifelong friends. During his lunch breaks, Bixby began learning the ins and outs of editing and directing, which he would later put to good use. But high production costs forced this sci-fi series to end after just 3 seasons, even though it was very well received. After My Favorite Martian, Bixby now had fans all over the world, and apparently one of those fans was Elvis Presley, who approached Bill about appearing in 2 late 60s flicks with him, Clam Bake and Speedway. Bill possibly should have stuck to the small screen, as he turned down the role of Marlo Thomas's boyfriend in the very popular series That Girl, though he did guest star for 1 episode. But he got back to the good stuff in 1969, playing widowed father Tom Corbett on The Courtship of Eddie's Father. His son was played by Brandon Cruz, who came from a broken home, so Bixby took him in and became a surrogate father to the young boy. This is also where Bill began to direct, making his debut and directing 8 episodes total, along with the courtship that his TV son Eddie kept pushing. This series even further propelled Bixby's popularity, and he became one of Hollywood's most confirmed bachelors. But that soon changed when he married actress Brenda Bennett, who had guest starred on this series too as one of Tom's many girlfriends. The early 70s. Bixby wasn't out of work long after yet another season 3 cancellation. Now he had a dramatic NBC series with the very popular show The Magician. And being a versatile and gifted fella, Bill became quite the fine magician himself, even hosting some TV specials, and became a member of the Magic Castle. But the Magician series performed a disappearing act when yet again it was deemed too expensive and shelved after only one 22-episode season. In 1975, Bill experienced his best-received film role in what would be his final film endeavor, a leading role with some comedy gods, Tim Conway and Don Knotts in the Apple Dumpling Gang. And if you've not seen our Don Knotts deep dive, be sure to check that one out too.
I don't know what's happened, but I can explain!
Green with Envy. Bill Bixby's most iconic role came in 1977, when he was specifically sought out for the role of Dr. David Banner in The Incredible Hulk. And when the series morphed into a mid-season replacement, it became the #1 show in the United States, and in many other countries too. Many credit Bixby with grounding this hulking series, conveying a profound loneliness and humility in a fantastical world. The transition from Banner to the incredible Lou Ferrigno required both actors to wear extremely large white and green contacts. And presto, a greened Ferrigno appeared to do some damage. Apparently, Bixby would not let his son watch The Incredible Hulk because he feared that his son would be frightened that he thought his dad could really transform into the Hulk. Bixby later reprised this role in 3 television movies, returning in 1988, 89, and the final one in 1990. Did you regularly watch this classic series? And bonus points if you had that radical Stretch Armstrong Hulk toy. Die-hard fans argue that Bixby and Ferrigno will forever be the only Hulk. So get in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Tragedy strikes. Bill Bixby and his first wife, Brenda, had a son in 1974 named Christopher. But by 1980, their marriage fell apart, and Bennett later came out as bisexual. And in March of 1981, tragedy struck. Bennett took 6-year-old Christopher on a ski trip to Mammoth Lakes. When the boy was injured, doctors inserted a breathing tube, but the young boy went into cardiac arrest and passed away. Bill Bixby was unapologetically heartbroken and very angry, and he directed much of that anger towards his ex-wife. Then, to make matters worse, his former love, Brenda Bennett, committed suicide the following year, giving in to guilt and grief. Many of Bixby's friends claim that he threw himself back into his work to battle the grief that haunted him day and night.
It was a catalyst by which I was able to maintain a sense of balance. And coming back, I don't know that you come back.
Industry people remember him being extremely professional, and the death of his only son made him and his previous TV son, Brandon Cruz, get even closer. In 1990, Bixby married Laura Michaels, whom he had met while filming a Hulk TV movie. Terribly though, Bixby was then diagnosed with prostate cancer, and in 1991 he began receiving treatment, and the couple divorced that same year. Then in 1993, mutual friends introduced Bixby to a widow of American cartoonist B. Kleban, and he and Judith Kleban married. But sadly, just a few weeks later, everything collapsed. A dedicated man, Bixby refused to let his severe illness keep him from doing what he loved. He continued working while privately receiving cancer treatment. The Hulk films were his final acting credits, but he had directed throughout his career, and now he became the primary director of Blossom beginning in 1992. And sadly, one day on the Blossom set, he collapsed, and finally was forced to announce his sickness. 6 days after directing his final episode of Blossom, Bill Bixby passed away at just 59 years old. A forgotten legacy. Bill Bixby saturated all 3 major networks in his 3-decade-long career. Not many can say the same, but he doesn't get the credit that he deserves. There have been several campaigns to get Bixby a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His surrogate son Cruz describes the absence, saying it's, quote, criminal. It really demeans the whole thing that Bill is not included. You can even check out the current GoFundMe campaign that Brandon Cruz keeps starting. Family is more than blood. It is often chosen. And in 1995, Cruz named his own son Lincoln Bixby Cruz. After living through the worst, Bill Bixby had every right to be angry with the world. He refused to let his emotions get the best of him and Hulk out.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
He remained composed. Bill summed up his own life with these words: I would hope that I've left behind something that would lead to goodwill, and then my life would have been worth something. So let's honor him with some discussion. Do you have a personal favorite character that Bill portrayed? Possibly the courting Tom Corbett? Or the complex and warm Dr. David Banner? What's a rare movie or show that he was in that others should really check out? Get in the comments and let's share some memories. As always, please give this bio a hulking thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a memory. From all of us here at Do You Remember, thanks so much for watching.